What's good, everybody? What is good? It's Big Game James, man. Back in the building. I'm with my dog, Mike White, and it's Burgers and Blitzes here once again. And I can't lie. Got a little smile on my face. I can't even front. You know what I'm saying? I can't even front, big dog. What's up? What's up, Boo Thing? T Smooth TV. Come on in here. Y'all know what it is. Want to see a lot of y'all right now. What's up, big dog? How you doing?
What? I am rolling. I mean, what's here to be sad
There's nothing to be said about right now. I
about? I
mean,
mean,
I mean, I'm giddy. I can't
yeah.
front. Like I'm giddy because here's the thing. What's up, everybody? As y'all come in, here's the thing, Michael. We talked about right. Remember our
hmm
last show we talked about, and we were like, man, we like what we're doing, but man, it was like, I hope we just get a receiver so we don't have to go in the draft and do this. And they was listening. They went and got a receiver. They got a decent backup offensive lineman in that Chuma kid because they wanted him in last year, but they
hmm
circled back and got him. We all know about Stephon Gilmore. Then you got Brandon Cooks, who gives you that speed element we've been wanting, right? You just got Ronald Jones, who's I mean, nobody's jumping up and down, but it's a running back. You feel me?
hmm
It's another body. You can still draft. You can still draft a receiver. You can still draft a corner. You can still draft an offensive lineman. But now, like you said, we're not being forced when we go on this draft, like, oh, we got to get a receiver. Oh, we got to do this because now you got some guys that we know these guys like Gilmore and Cooks aren't the future, but they're good stopgaps for saying maybe this is all in. Let me ask you that. What's up, everybody in here? Do you feel like this is an all in type of thing?
I said it. Shit, I think I said it 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8 days ago. Now I don't even know how calendars work anymore, but I said this is about as all in as you're ever going to get the Dallas Cowboys front office.
Hey,
Let's see if they did. They see if they do something with it. They're not. They're never going to be. They're never going to go full Rams. Regardless how you feel about that situation, they're never going to be. They're not going to trade multiple first round draft picks and go, 3 or 4 drafts without a damn first round one. They're not. They're just not. So, and as we know, if anybody's seen 3 seconds of us talk before, I'll trade a day 3 pick for any proven NFL player in the league. Period. Period. I don't care. Jalen Smith, I don't care. Bring him on. You want a day 3 pick? Bring him on. I do not care. And you went and got some good ones. Now Cooks is, you know, I think he may be a little cooked, but it doesn't matter. Like that dude, that pick was not going to make the team. He wasn't. And you went and got a proven NFL commodity with that. And now it's not June 1st and he gets cut. And then he gets to the deck yard June 7th, June 8th, June 9th, and they get, a couple months together. This adds another 3 months to the clock. It's beautiful. I mean, I don't know how you could hate it. And Gilly, I always loved him. We were pissed they didn't go get him when Carolina got him
right,
because he
right.
plays clean. He plays clean. He's always played for a press man corner. He's always played so freaking clean. He had one little penalty year in 2020, but NFL player, you know how it goes. You're gonna have a down year. You're gonna have a down year. You are. It just happens. Um, it's fantastic. I absolutely love it. Then you go get Rojo for a couple Kroger coupons and a loaf of bread that's all heels. And like, how are people mad about that? Like, oh, I better not keep losing getting Bijan. Like, calm down. Like, it's it's a vet minimal like free agent running back. He's not. And hell, he may not even make the team, but you didn't give him anything for him. And you're
Right.
filling these holes like the offensive lineman. They did try to get him in like October. You know, what is this team and who are they? What is going on?
Well, you know what? This is my thinking, and I want to get your thoughts on this right quick, Mike. I made a tweet about this just today, but I made a tweet about this about a week ago. What I was saying was, since Mike McCarthy has gotten here, I feel like they have done things a little bit different, from Jason Garrett and the other guys. Because
hmm
here's my thing. First, when I look at number one, they actually were when offensive linemen went down, we didn't see Garrett and them. They would just be like, we're gonna keep this dude here and he just gonna play there and play there and play there. They was like, nope, we're gonna move Zach Martin over here. No, we're gonna shuffle this guy. We're gonna try to put the best players possible. Were people getting annoyed by it? Maybe, but we never seen them do that. Actually, trying to make it work. You feel me? Like they weren't gonna just say, well, we're just gonna say like this, and it doesn't matter, and be hard headed about it. No, they said, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and try to put the best guys out there possible so we can win these games. And not just that, Mike, when we talked about the free agents that they got in 2020, they didn't work right, but they tried. You feel me?
Yeah.
They tried to
Oh,
get the Gerald
they
McCoy.
tried.
They
It all
tried to get the
busted.
Dontarie
They
Poe. They
tried, and it was a
tried.
bad year.
You feel me? That was COVID. It was all wacky, but they tried to do it. And then remember when we talked on our last one, and shout out to my dog Matt Batten for the $5 holla. I'm gonna get that up here right quick. But remember when we were talking and it was 2020, right? We did a show and you said, I'm tired of this team. I'm tired of it. You know how I'm going to know if they're being really serious? If they cut Jalen Smith. If they cut Jalen Smith, then I know they're going to be serious. Remember when we were having that conversation? You remember that conversation, right?
You damn right I do.
And guess what? Because you was on his ass. You was on Jalen. I know.
He's terrible. He's terrible.
Hey, I ain't going to say terrible. I'm going to say he got a job with the, and I'm happy he got a job. But what I'm saying is we were both saying, man, that's the guy. If you cut him, then we're gonna start.
That's a clear. I remember my exact quote. I said it's a clear shot across the bow to let you know either do your job or we'll find somebody who will.
And we saw it happen. So then we're like, okay, that was another crack, right? So we saw that. So then they go out and this year, right? They go out and they got Dante Fowler last year, but this year they go out and do what they've done. But the biggest thing to me was when he let go of Kellen Moore, because when they asked the Joneses, Steven and Jerry, and they said, and I know how you feel about it, but I'm just saying, when they said, who was the idea to let Kellen Moore go? They said Mike McCarthy. Both Steven said. So to me, that was huge because you know how much they love Kellen Moore. Jerry, and especially Steven. Steven loved Kellen Moore. And for them to for that to happen, that told me there's a shift. And one other thing before you answer, Jerry said when he first hired Mike McCarthy, I want somebody who got skins on the wall, want somebody who's been in the foxhole. So I think this, in my opinion, and I want to get your feedback on it, I think he did this before he was doing it with Garrett because Garrett didn't have no skins on the wall. They were going to walk him through everything. They was going to control everything because you ain't got no skins in the wall. This dude has been to a Super Bowl and won playoff games and won numerous games. So I feel like maybe they said, hey, let's back up a little bit because you know what? We got him for a reason. Let's do this and let's see what happens with him just controlling it. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said this. They've always empowered, because it's true. They've always empowered their coaches for right or wrong, for better and for worse. That's how that's how Zeke got here in 2016 because Marinelli signed off on it. For better or for worse, they've always empowered their coaches. And Mike McCarthy's finally realizing, like, hey, it's going to be my ass. Like, the problem is, do I think the offense is going to change? No. And do I think the possibility of it getting much worse is more than likely of it improving that little smidget to take it to the next level? Absolutely. Because the man was already behind the play clock. He already was behind fourth down calls. He was already losing track of the game. And now he's going to be calling the plays. That worries me. Because as much as I like Mike McCarthy, Mustard Tiger, the other 6 days of the week, with the way he monitors GPS, the way he approaches soft tissue injuries, the way that he'll move around the roster and give guys rest and that stuff, I don't think he's an improvement at all over Jason Garrett on game day. In those 60 minutes, I really don't. And now we have more responsibility added to his plate when he was already behind the game, when all he had to do was sit there, stay in front of the clock. And then it gets to the end of the season. And it's like, I mean, once again, I'm not saying I'm out on the guy, but once again, it's yet another offseason. We get to the end of the season, and it's, I could have done something about that. Kellen's got to move on, or Mike Nolan's got to move on, or this somebody so-and-so's got to move on. Bro, you're the head coach. Where the hell were you in October? when we saw it was going bad, when we saw it wasn't working right, and we saw Zeke out there with one leg in 2021.
But before you finish that though, I'm gonna be honest. In my opinion, I just think he wanted to let Kellen Moore fail. I just really feel like he wanted Kellen Moore, like, I'm not touching this.
And that's not good.
I now understand this. I get that, but do you think it was good that they brought him in and said you got to keep Kellen Moore though? That wasn't good.
No, but he agreed to take the job because Kellen Moore was already here, and he also lied on his resume. So that's a two-part question.
I feel you, but as I said before, they were like, "We bringing you in, but you keeping our guy." You get what I'm saying?
For
So,
sure. For,
so
for,
when you
for sure,
if
because
you get
that's why Steven loved Kellen because he could control him. We did
right,
not we did not see Kellen Moore's offense. I've talked about this time and time and time and time and time again. You can pull up the Gruden QB camp from when Kellen Moore was coming out of Boise State, and he literally puts the modern Rams offense on the whiteboard with the mesh schemes and the slot receiver and the pre-step motion, where we could run 17 different plays out of the same formation and it all looks the same. It's literally there. You can pull it up right now. It's still on YouTube. We got it. We got it for like 4 games back when Zeke was sweating out the shrimp and tequila from Cabo. We got it. We saw it. We saw it just a little bit. And then it evaporated. We never saw it. You're going to see it. You're going to see it.
you're probably going to see it in the Chargers.
You're going to see it.
I never said Kellen Moore was a bad coordinator or anything like that. I was just saying I just felt like this thing wasn't going to work because I felt like Mike and Kellen were not a match from the very beginning because Mike did not want Kellen. Kellen was forced on him. And to me, since Kellen was forced on him, he said, well, I'm going to let him crash and burn by himself then. If he's my guy, then he's going to do it himself. He's got all that. Y'all have him as the savior, then let him. I understand what you're coming from. But I also understand, like, if you brought me in a company and you said you're the man, you're gonna run this, but you got to keep him, and I'm like, him? Oh,
don't take the job.
Come on, dog. It's the Dallas Cowboys.
I get that.
It's
for
the
sure.
Dallas Cowboys.
And so maybe he was okay with it, and maybe he's not okay with it now because he's trying to do everything he can to save his job because he knows this is ass.
Yeah.
And I know they had back-to-back 12-win seasons, but neither one of the seasons ended well. And one of them this year, if you want to, I'll put this year on deck.
Is that? I was about to say you can't say it's the coaches.
I'll put
that playoff game.
But I'll put that on deck. And then last year, your 5-man offensive line couldn't block a 3-man front.
Right, exactly.
Patrick Mahomes ain't playing well on that shit.
But that was some bad play calling in that game too, though.
But it's the same offense. It's the offense they went on the field. The call was coming from inside the house. We saw Zeke dragging his damn leg up down the damn field. Oh, he's healthy. And then, not 3 days after the playoff loss, Zeke played through a torn PCL. That propaganda spin comes out. They get what they want on the field. And my issue is Mike McCarthy showed up here talking about we're a big play offense. We're going to run the passing game. We're going to push the ball downfield. And within 16 months, we're going to run the football. Dallas is a hard-nosed team. The offense runs to the running game. We're going to run the football. That they already got him whipped into shape. They got what they want, so they got them another Kellen Moore already. And Mike McCarthy, he's going to do what the hell they want because he's trying to save his ass.
Right, but they also trying to help him out too. I think they're working with him in that aspect of doing this because if they weren't, they wouldn't do this, right?
They don't do. We know them. They don't like change. It's why Jason Garrett stayed here 5 years longer than he should have. They don't like change. They want to be comfortable. They want to come into work on Monday, see the guy they know, go get the same sandwich at the cafeteria, go get the same little cup of, unsweet tea, and go sit down and have the same conversations with the same people. They love comfortability. What comfortability brings is complacency. And complacency brings ineptitude. And that's where we came to at this current point with this offense specifically. You can go back. It doesn't matter. We've been through so many coordinators, dude. We've been through so many coordinators. People, I know everybody hates Kellen Moore. Y'all hated Linehan. Linehan left, nothing changed. Callahan left, nothing changed. Peyton left, nothing changed. Haley left, nothing changed. Like, how oh, here comes the Senate. No, it's not it's the truth. It's been the same offense since 1989.
It really has been. There's little stuff here and there. They shipped Callahan out the door because he wanted to run outside zone after blocking him for going to an interview with Washington. They get what they want. I'm not saying they know the minutia of spot or why, this, that, and the other. They don't.
They know, but they know what they want to see on the field. They want to see that run first, man on man,
impose your will offense where maybe you win the game by 3 points at the end if you're lucky enough and your field goal kicker can actually work that day.
That's how I see it.
Well, we're gonna see. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. I get what you're saying, even with Brian Schottenheimer as the offensive coordinator and things of that nature.
I keep forgetting about that.
I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna look at the side of I haven't seen this in a long time.
No, I don't want to be negative. We go back to the free agent stuff.
Yeah,
so
I haven't seen this in a while. So I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt because it hasn't happened. Even though that has happened in the past, it could happen. But at the end of the day, right now, I'm looking at the good positive side of it is that Dallas we ain't seen this in a long time. Them be this aggressive. Okay.
Not ever, but since pre-salary cap
right
is the last time that Dallas was like this.
It was the last time they got aggressive. And here's the thing. We understand that Gilmore, and I like the moves, how they did it, because after this year, I feel like it is an all-in year, because after this year, if you don't work, you can let go of Gilmore. You can let go of Cooks. You can get rid of those guys and move on and pay your guys because you manage that money right. And I got to give them props. They know how to manage that money. Stephen May, he might be having the baby nuts, but he knows how to manage that money, and he knows how to keep that money together. So in that aspect, I'm happy. And I forgot to mention, you got Dante Fowler, and they're working on possibly getting Hankins back, which I like that as well. So,
well, how many people are in here right now? We good? All right, yeah. Y'all ain't gonna tell me, right? Hankins be here by tomorrow.
Okay, well there it is. We
this
kind
time
of
tomorrow.
Okay, well we kind of felt that because it just made logical sense, and he wasn't gonna cost a lot of money. And I feel like
it's not like people are lining up at the door to get him, but it's once again just like the offensive lineman they just picked up, and just like Rojo, it's just another hole that you plug through free agency, and you don't have to carry that shit into the draft.
Right,
it's wonderful.
That's the biggest thing that we're talking about right there. You don't have to carry that in the draft. So you remember we talked about it last week that we don't want to have to feel like the Cowboys got to go in there with needs. Don't go in there with the need, because if you go in there with the need, it may not be good because you don't want to have to feel like you're relying on those rookies again. You get what I'm saying? So now when you go in, you got guys already in the fold, veterans in the fold, good veterans in the fold. So now when you tap in that draft, you feel real good because you can BPA damn near first 4 rounds, right? You can really BPA these first 4 rounds. And guess what? The way this board is going to fall, Mike, because this is such a deep draft, Dallas going to get some players, dog. And they draft well.
Yeah.
They're going to get some players.
Yeah, I would still like to trade that second round pick for a guy that nobody's even talked about, but that's neither here nor there. They're probably gonna sit on their draft picks, barring something fall into their lap. This is probably what we're carrying into the draft outside of Hankins.
Right.
Which is hard to hate. I mean, honestly, it's what we've always wanted to do. I've said forever and ever and ever. Once again, day 3 picks for proven NFL players. Like, oh, he's not an all-pro. He hadn't made a pro. It's still a proven NFL player, and I promise you,
for 5th and 6th
dude,
rounders,
I promise you,
feel good about that.
I know defensive coordinators. If you told me that they had to line up against CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Tolbert and Dennis Houston versus CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and Jalen Tolbert, that's a little bit different.
And Michael Gallup.
That's I'm still holding out hope there. I hope he's not gone. I don't want that dude anything but bad work. I need that jab stick back, or he's done.
That man moving off the that man moving off the line last year was not.
That was last year, bro.
I am. You know how dangerous hope is, especially relative to this team.
But I am really hopeful that Gallup comes back with 2 working legs, because that was not.
I
That
mean,
was in.
but Mike, we all know that was rushed, and you can't come back from an ACL that quick. So
I
now
tried to
after you,
tell. I
but
tried to
we
tell,
we
dude. I
all
tried
knew
to
that.
tell
We all knew that
all
though.
fucking summer, man. And be,
We
oh, he's
all
gonna
knew
be
that.
ready. He's gonna be ready by September. Like,
We
you'll
all
be
knew that
lucky if
though.
you.
We all knew that though. But here's the good thing about it is I feel like after a year, he's a year removed. You're always the
Hmm.
second year is always better than the first on the ACL,
For sure.
especially with Gallup, because he's kind of like injury prone anyway. So I think he's going to be okay. And then I think we're going to see a better Jalen Tolbert in year 2. Now, let me ask you this. Everybody's talking about, a lot of people are talking about tight end at 26. Where do you feel like they're headed now with everything they're doing right now and have done? They're bringing in Hankins probably tomorrow, right? Where do you think they attack if they got a BPA? What position you think they would go with?
Dalton Kincaid.
So he's the man, huh?
Yeah, that's that. When I talked about, I'm getting the LVE vibe. I mean, connect the dots, dude. It's it's that's how I feel at this moment. It's either that or Avia, and man, that'd make me happy as hell. That other one's gonna hurt my heart. The other one's gonna hurt my heart, but Avia would be a beast because he checks literally every single box that this front office, especially Will McClay, loves on the offensive line. He's got reach. He's got size. He's an athlete, and he's got position flex, and he's a fucking monster in the run game. What else you want? You can and I've been talking about it. We pick him. I'm putting that dude. That's my center for the next 10 years. I don't worry about Baez. Whatever. He's a replacement level player. He can play some guard. Because Tyron Smith ain't gonna. That's they're not moving into this year as Tyron Smith as a known quantity that they're counting on for the first time since he's been here. You could tell that by the gameplay laced contract they gave him. It's all playtime laced. It's so they already know. They already know. Look at history. He hadn't played a full season since 2016, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So you take a Via, you can play guard, you can put Tyler Smith to left tackle, which is why you drafted him. Baez can play his little center, and then next offseason, if you want to move on from Baez or you want to move him back to guard, or and as we know, the laws of nature and football, God, that stuff will probably figure itself out by September in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
You take a Via here, there's a good chance his starting position will be figured out by the end of September, just because the laws of nature and the way that everything goes on. And that dude I know they love him. He's a local guy. I know they love him, but they also love that damn tight end, and I hate that. I hate that idea.
Me too. I hate it. I get it, but you really we need to work these trenches right now, Mike. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
We need to work these trenches. What you just got in this free agency, you need to work these trenches because
he can play 3 positions.
Right.
He can play 3 positions, dude. That's
yeah, and a lot of people have been talking about him as well. And like you said, they're very high on him. It makes sense. Why not do it?
Well, makes too much. It makes too much sense. You already honestly, I don't care how anybody feels about any one of these tight ends in the draft. Do you honestly think that Henny is a significant downgrade from Dalton Kincaid or the kid out of Georgia? What was it, Washington? And versus plugging a Via in on this offensive line and letting him go to work. Come on, man.
Yeah. It just makes that you gotta them trenches are the trenches are what matters the most. If you don't got
especially when they're already talking about they want to run the ball.
Right.
I don't care if you pick Adrian Peterson. You still need an offensive line.
Right. And you got guys still coming back from injury. Terrence still rehabbing. You still got Tyron Smith, who's always injured.
Yeah, so we're hoping. Everybody's just kind of assuming that Terrence Steele's going to be ready to rock for the start of the season.
We can't say that because we saw Blake Jarwin, and when we saw was Tristan Hill. Remember when they both got hurt? They was in them bands until the next season. Like Tristan Hill didn't play till mid-season.
I thought Tristan Hill got shot or something. That man was gone.
He was out, man, dog. You feel me? And even Blake Jarwin was on them bands for a while. So they're just counting Terrence Steele back, and we did that with The other guys can't
I
do
just, I
that.
just like I would love to scratch, check that one off, but you just can't, man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Britt Brown's Mr. Miyagi. He's going to work with him and stuff. And Tristan Hill's going to work with Duke, and Duke's being real careful with him with the band work and stuff like that. But come on, man, like just like you can take that with the first round pick. You want a 10-year player, day one starter,
Mm-hmm.
and that's who do this. That's who do this.
Mm-hmm.
Period. That's
Mm-hmm.
my pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like people say, oh, we can get him to 58. Well, yes, yes.
I don't want to. I don't want to take that chance though.
No, I don't. And like that would be like Diggs making it to 58, where 25 different things all have to go your way.
Perfect. Yeah,
And
that's a gamble. I don't like that gamble.
I
That's a
don't like
gamble I don't
it.
want. That's a gamble I
No.
don't want because you can gamble on that tight end later because you already got guys there. You got McEwen, you got Hendershot, you got
Yeah.
Fergie, you got guys there, so you don't have to do that. But you have to get an offensive lineman though.
versus the one in like what 99 chance that this tight end's going to be actually different.
Right. And the first round tight end, that's tough. A first round tight end, that's tough because
For
you
every
put-
one
because-
Gronkowski, there's 100 OJ Howards.
Right, because you got to look at he's coming in at 26. He's got to play. He's got to be a dog right
Mhm.
now. He's
Immediately.
immediately. He has to play right now, immediately out the gate. He can't be backing up Ferguson or Hendershot. He got to be starting. You feel
And
me?
wait, weren't we just talking about how they said they wanted to run the ball too? So why are we taking a tight end?
Right. What's up, landlord? Shout out to you for the $5 holler, and shout out to my dog Matt Batten for all the hollers as well. What's up with your landlord? Appreciate you, big dog. Like you said, I ain't in the trap, but I'm gonna be in the trap soon, big dog. That's my guy right there. But yeah, man, it just makes sense. So I'm gonna just ask you a couple quick questions. So let's say we jumped out there and got Avila, right? And we're feeling good. Let's go to the second round. What are you touching in the second round now that you got your offensive lineman? Are you touching a running back now? Are you
Deuce.
looking at a receiver?
Deuce.
Getting that running back now?
Deuce. Yep. You hate it?
No, I don't hate it. I don't hate
That's
it.
where I'm at. That's
don't
where
hate
I'm at. If they want to talk about, if they're already talking about running the ball, go get my damn 330-pound interior offensive lineman and go get my explosive running back for the same damn team. Ironically, but it doesn't matter. I'll take a running back in the second round all day long, absolutely all day long, dude, all day.
Yeah,
But
because you know what? There's going to be running backs in that second round.
yeah, this draft
there's
is
gonna-
loaded, dude.
This draft class is loaded with running backs. So you're gonna find one in that second round. I feel you. Let's. I was talking about this last week. Let's hit them trenches, and I'm feeling you again. Let's hit these trenches. Then I'm cool with that running back in that second round. And then if you did the trenches, you hit the running back in the second. Then you can play with a tight end if you want. But I'm looking at that receiver now. I think I might be looking at that receiver. If there's some guys that floating out there, I might tap that receiver a little bit too in that third round. You feel me? You go a lot of different places in that third round. But that feels good with the lineman and a running back in those first couples. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. For sure, dude. I mean,
feels
especially with the comments you're talking about running the ball. We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna be a running team. Well, go get your damn Mauler in the first round and go get your running back in the second, and then here we go. And that ties back into the moves they've been making. You can go into this draft carefree.
Yeah.
You can go into this draft
And
carefree.
that's the best way to go into the draft is carefree. You don't like going into the draft when you feel like you got needs and you have to fill the need. Because then you start overthinking those draft
That's how you end up with the LVE and then not in the first round because
That's
Sean
when
Lee's toast and then you balked on Jalen's.
Yep. You start overthinking it and you start overthinking it. When you can go in there with that free mind, like, hey, we can do whatever. 26, and there's going to be all kind of plethora picks at 26. It's going to be all kind of guys there available at 26. And that guy that you probably want, you went with a guy last year at the line from Tulsa nobody knew about. So why not go 2 years in a row back to back with two offensive linemen and make it great, right?
You need to. People wanted them to double up last year on offensive linemen in the 1-2.
Right. So I mean, so let me ask you: do they have? What do you think? Shout out to you, Matt, for the $2 holler. Cody Mock from North Dakota State wouldn't be a bad pick. I don't know if they pick a guy from North Dakota State that high, but I want to ask you this: what do you think? Is Matt Walesko? Is he have any kind of plan because you drafted him last? Does he? Do they have any kind of plan for this guy?
He's a rotational guy. That's where you picked him at. I don't know why people expect him to be anything more than what he
No,
is.
I'm
He's
not
doing his
saying
job.
he is, but do
Yeah,
you
he's
think
doing his job.
he'll be a good rotational piece?
He has been until he got hurt, but it's just that's where those guys pick. That's where they play. He's been as advertised.
Right. And
He's
he
not
was a
going.
fifth round
He's
guy,
He's
right?
not. If people expect him to show up magically be a day one start, a starting offensive lineman, that's just not going
Right.
to. And
Right.
if it is, that's because something terrible happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I ain't gonna lie. And when I look at this, it's like Dallas had that infinity from Gilmore a few years ago. We all wanted Gilmore. Dallas waited. You know what I'm saying? It's like yeah, we gonna wait till he's a little bit cheaper or whatever. And even with
Hmm.
Cooks last year, they was talking about getting them, and they're like, nah, we ain't paying that money. We gonna wait till it drops.
That
And
was
then we gonna
smart. That was smart, by
I
the way,
mean,
dude. That
that
was
was smart.
absolutely smart.
That was
People were
smart.
pissed. For people that don't know, we talked about it. We got the Houston Texans wanted the second round pick for Cooks last year, and they didn't want to eat any money. That's what the deal was at the trade deadline. Dallas said, "Nah, we're good." Did it hurt the team? Yeah. You know what hurt the team more? Giving up a second round pick for Cooks and that money. Instead, you got Cooks for a fifth and a future six. They ate $6 million, and then he renegotiated his deal. I think he's like $4 million against the cap this year.
Yeah.
Shit,
They can work that money. I'll give front office that. They know
that's
how to work
cooking,
that.
dude. That's
They know how to
cooking.
work the hell out. I'll give Baby Nuts that. He may get on my nerves in some things, but he know how to work them books, dog. He will get you in that contract. All them people that say, remember when Anthony Barr came over right last year, and he was like, my asking price is like 10 million, 11 million. He came over here for the cheap. You feel me? And it's like, dang, he knows how to finesse those contracts and get those guys to come here. And so I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he talked to them. The facilities, because one thing I notice about them, big dog. Every time I hear one of these guys talk, they always mention in that facility though.
I mean, it's words. The way that trainers and medical staff move around in the NFL and the way they work with different teams, word has got out. Like Britt Brown's one of the highest. Like we saw it on the player survey. The Dallas medical staff is one of the highest regarded medical staffs in the NFL, and it's mainly because of Britt Brown and the facilities they have here. If you're there every time that they're at the Star and there's more than 10 players there, the MRI machines are booted up, ready to rock. Boom. Everything you could possibly want from a medical standpoint, from like anything, is there, ready to rock. If you want to take advantage of it, they'll get you ready to play. And as an aging player, looking out across the league versus going to like the Chargers, or Miami, where they actively try to kill their players.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to hate. And then you get the aspect of, with the hotel there, you have a whole family. They'll get your family 3 rooms, all conjoined, where you have basically a little apartment there, and you don't got to worry about that. It's just they do a really good job of stuff outside of the salary cap that can help entice players into the same thing like we talked about with Dan Quinn last time we had this pod. What I tell you, they gave that extra money to Dan Quinn because they want these guys to come in here, and look what happened. They don't mind spending money, man. They really don't, when it don't go against the cap. Facilities, training staff, medical equipment, whatever the case may be, it's a top flight organization from that standpoint. And I don't think that's a homer take, man. I know, I know some dudes.
No, that's a
I know
real
some,
take.
I know some dudes that work with other teams, and they're like, man, we're down bad over here. Like, I had to go to Walgreens to get some ace bandages last week. That actually happened I'm just never mind. Sorry, I censored myself. Sorry.
Yeah. Think of yourself.
I don't want to burn anybody.
There's been a lot of questions though. I'm sorry I didn't get to everybody's, but here's a quick question I'm gonna get to my dog Los Holloway. What's up with you, Los? First of all, he asks, "Do y'all think they're preparing for one other move, or do you think that this is it? Because they moved around a lot of money. Is the cash that they may have left? Is they just trying to stash that for the preem guys?
They like to carry one thing to always keep in note. They like to carry 20 into the season. That's facts. So they're going to carry 20 into the season, and they're going to get Hankins back. They're not going to pay 2 off the ball linebackers. By the way, we can go ahead and give that up.
So stop talking about Bobby
Please
Wagner.
stop. Please
So that's
stop.
over.
Please
That's
stop.
dead.
I mean, Dan Quinn routinely plays a defense with one linebacker on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You got Curse, just
You brought back Wilson, who can play some linebacker for you. You got Devin Harper, the young guys. Clark.
Like I said earlier, the people that want to pay 2 off the ball linebackers and also want to draft Bijan Robinson in the first round, that Venn diagram is a circle. It's a regressive mindset that you need to get out of. You do not move forward in this league by paying 2 off the ball linebackers and drafting a first round running back, which is ironically what Baltimore's doing because Ozzie Newsome left and whatever the hell's going on there. Baltimore's a mess. But
yeah, that's because Ozzie gone. You see how real it means to be a general manager. That stuff is real. You got to be real in them books. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this, Mike. So, I just kind of just
I'm pumped, man.
Yeah,
I'm pumped.
I'm trying not to be pumped. I ain't gonna lie, I'm just being kind of cool about it, but I can't lie and say there's not an excitement because we haven't seen this.
The reason I say I'm pumped, it's not like I'm saying 17-0 or whatever.
Right.
You're giving yourself kind of the best chance you can, and that's all we wanted. With the rules of variance, laws of variance, whatever you would call it, and the way the season and the way football go, and all the different variables that can come in here and blow your spot up, they are giving themselves the best chance to put a actual good football team on the field. For the first time, I'm down there 40 years old. This is the first time I've seen it since they went and got Charles Haley. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. Like, when I looked at, and that's why I said, in the version of
sorry, I forgot about Hilton. I didn't mean to cut you off. I forgot about Hilton. He should be back.
Ooh-wee. Now that'd be good. Now if you got T.Y. Hilton and you got Cooks, okay. Now because I like that addition of Hilton.
He should. His market's small. He's on the wrong side of 30. He loves it here because once again, Brett Brown, who's
30 years old, going to take care of you. It's going to be easier for you.
Getting that water bath, getting that sauna.
And here's the thing, he ain't gonna cost no money. That's the biggest thing. He ain't gonna cost nothing. He ain't gonna cost nothing. He just gonna be happy to be here, right? You feel me? So that's gonna be.
He really likes it here, and they like him. And I at this point, I would be shocked if he ends up somewhere else.
That'd be nice.
I could put it that way.
That'd be nice. Now, how do you feel about Tober? Los asked about Tober. I feel like Tober's going to be better. I don't think he's going to be trash.
He should be better.
I think he's going to be better. And then even once you got these guys in the fold, I think that helps him too. You know what I'm saying? And plus, you got rid of the Noah Brown. So, but that Dennis Houston's going to be on him because Dennis Houston, I don't think is going to try to go quietly, dog. And he didn't look. We all know
they're both in a deck yard 3 days a week.
That's what I'm saying. But Houston is being serious on this, so he's really going to push. Mm-hmm. So Tober's really got to bring his A game because Houston is hungry, and I know he wants.
It was just a lot, man. It's a lot to come into the league like that.
A receiver, especially.
That's and it's 4 times that with tight end. That's why I don't like the first round pick of tight end. But
right, and because we need blocking. We don't need catching, right? We got catchers. We need blocking. We need guys that can block, and we need to continue to build up the trenches and build up the line. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So let me ask you this. we're getting ready after the draft is getting ready to come up, right? We already talked a little bit how they're going with that. How do you feel? I want you to ask about one specific player because we all asked about him last year. And do they have a plan for him? Jabril Cox. Does he have a plan? Does he have a home? Is he going to be anything in Dallas?
That's my answer. I don't know, Bubba. I really don't. I really don't.
Because it was so curious on him. He couldn't smell the field.
Because he couldn't, and I know they tried that lie with Pollard for like 3 years where, he just doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. Cox doesn't get it. And you saw it when he got on the field. He got danced on, man. He was doing backflips off his face. And I hope this offseason
He
and
gets
some
in
more
that
time
book.
in the books and, hanging out with Gilly and them, go to the backyard, get routed up sometimes, something like that. But at this point, I mean, it was a project when they took him in the first place. And so it wasn't like it was going to be this thing, but I don't know, man. That's yet to be determined. I'm
We
going
need
to
him
ride
to
the
step
fence on
up.
that.
I hope.
Yes.
If he steps up, oh my God, it makes dog.
Because once again, you can't pay 2 off the ball linebackers when
Right.
you routinely run a defense that has one of them.
Right.
That
And
you
he's
just
versatile,
can't.
but the thing is, he's the versatile that they like. So Cox, Jabril, step up, dog. You got the versatility that the Cowboys like, and man, you can really just make this defense even more diabolical. Please step
Yes.
up. Please step up. You know what I mean? So
I hate the fact that they had the comments on they're going to lean on the defense. I like the fact that they backed that up with actual moves to make the defense what it should be on paper.
Right.
So at least their actions are matching their words. That's regardless how I feel about how their entire plan is, but at least they're backing that up with actual moves.
Exactly. Because if you say we want to lean on our defense and you don't bring nobody in, we're like, how? But you go back and re-sign a Hankins, who was he was a difference maker for you in that middle. You come back and re-sign a Dante Fowler, who got 6 sacks for you in part-time duty. You come back and get one of your most versatile players and one of your rocks in Donovan Wilson. You came back and you got a linebacker in LVE. You re-signed him. You need a linebacker. You got him. And he wasn't expensive. And then you got a top corner. Even though he's aging, he's still, like you said, he's clean, opposite of Trevin Diggs. And the leadership, the mentorship he's going to give to the Deron Blands and those guys is going to be out of this world. What Cooks is going to offer the young Tolberts and even the CeeDee Lambs, because that's a 1,000-yard receiver guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a top. And when you look at the quarterbacks he's had the last few years at Houston and still did numbers, that's got to get you excited. And he can still stretch the field. And I think that's what we really like. We don't have somebody that can really get after somebody and stretch that field. And now I feel like we have that. And, it's exciting, Mike. I can't lie. I mean, it's exciting because this is what I've been saying, Mike, for the longest, right? I call baby nuts because I say you're conservative, right? You're just conservative. You call them Catboy, I call them baby nuts. You know what I'm saying? We both got the names that are out there in the universe. They love our names. We gave them good names. We gave Stephen Jones some good names. Maybe Stephen Jones been hearing that Catboy and that baby nuts a little bit too much, and he tired of hearing us saying that stuff about him. But here's the thing. I just sit there and say, kudos. I was on him all the time, but I like how I'm trying to put in words into it. It's like when he said, we got to be a tick better. The Dak's got to be a tick better. The offense got to be a tick better. We're all like, yeah, everybody got to be better, but you ain't doing nothing. So to actually put the actions behind the words, I think that's what means something to me, Mike.
I mean,
because there's actions actually become out behind these words.
It's kind of funny how, Tard Archer pulled up on Dak Prescott and asked him how he felt about, them moving on to Zeke and how the team is. And you ain't, for 30 seconds, for the first time in Dak Prescott's career, you ain't get that straight coach speak PR bullshit from him. Watch how shit started to shake it out around here.
Yep. I like it. because that's what we've been wanting from Dak. We've been wanting Dak to stop always toting the company line. Hey,
Yeah,
start stirring up a little bit of the water a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Stop always being a company man. Start voicing your opinion in there. And we saw, like you said, that he looked like Dak had a little bit of attitude, especially when they was talking about, the extension.
telling
And he
you,
was
man.
like, maybe we'll be like Stephen Jones and just wake up and sign it. And I was like, oh, that's smart talking right there. He was being smart as hell when he said that one. And he said, maybe we'll do like
Todd France was in the living room like,
dog. Hey, out of everything he said when they talked to him, that's the only thing that I heard when he said, oh, maybe we'll be like Steven does. We'll just wake up and it'll be signed. And I was like, ooh, Dak doing that? Okay, that's what I like. There you go. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. Start stirring up the water a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so
every QB, every great QB, literally in the history of the NFL,
stirs the water.
Has to do it at some point. Like, hey, listen. Listen. There's 28 teams out there that want me right now. Come on. What y'all got for me? Because we are 1 year removed from the day that Dak Prescott can move on from this franchise. And there ain't a damn thing they can do about it.
Mm-hmm. So this is a $10 holler from Dark Cloud. Yo, Big, these past few moves Dallas been making, you the first person I've been thinking about with these Stephen Jones salute to you. Because, they've been getting, when I tweeted, somebody tweeted, he said, hey, is he still baby nuts? I said, hey, they dropping a little bit. They still kind of small, but they starting to they starting to drop a little bit. I'm patting them on the butt a little bit with the baby powder, and they starting to drop. He's starting to grow up a little bit. He's been drinking some strong milk, and maybe they starting to drop just a little bit. So one thing I'm gonna say is I'm not a hater, Mike. If I can criticize the organization and say these things,
I have to give it credit where it's due, man.
You gotta give them the credit when they do it. So you can sit there and say, oh, they ain't doing this and that, or just make us a few moves. That's all I wanted, Mike. I was never mad at them doing through the draft, because you want to build through the draft. You want to stay young, right? I never was mad at signing your own, because you want to keep your core good players. I just said, man, just get one or two, maybe. I don't need like.
Yeah,
20,
we're not asking you to move. We're not asking you to move 3 years of first round picks. We ain't asking for that. Just plug it here, plug it there, plug it there.
You feel me? And that's what it's like. And so when you see them do that, like you said, Mike, you got to give them the credit. You got to sit there and say, hey, I can't be mad at this right now. I'm not going to sit there and bag on them right now. I'm going to sit there and say, this is what we've been wanting you to do. Now you're doing it. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm going to shut my mouth. If we got shut-up signings, I always call them shut-up signings. They did a whole lot of shut-up signings, so I'm shutting up right now.
He's going to talk.
He's going to talk so much shit. Dude, he's going to talk so much shit.
Oh, Stephen Jones. Wait till Stephen Jones. Hey, Mike, Stephen Jones. He going to be a big smile on his face. He going to be like, yeah.
Yeah. So, at the end of the day, I told y'all the talent acquisition was 365, 24/7. And if we had,
man, Stephen Jones gonna be talking so much trash, dog. He's gonna be talking. So much trash, dog. Somebody said I can't hear.
I can hear you. I got me. You got you.
Huh?
Okay, hold on. I like the Ronald Jones sign. Make sure ask if they can hear me. Can they hear us? Can you hear me?
Y'all got it. Yeah, I don't see anybody else saying. Might have been just must have bumped on somebody or something. Maybe their stuff froze up for a sec. It's just her. It's just her.
I don't know. Ask anybody else. Can they hear?
Y'all got us? Should have us. I hear you. You hear me. I don't see why anybody. The countdown's still going?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but okay. They said no. You good? We good.
All right. Cool.
Okay. Cool. All right. We just
thank y'all.
Sure.
Thank y'all.
Okay. Appreciate y'all. Make sure everything was good. So at the end of the day, we kind of getting ready to wind it up. What would you give the Cowboys a grade right now in free agency?
How can you not give it anything? But I would say
I can't give it an A plus, but at the same time, the A plus would be moving like a first or second round pick for somebody, and it's fun as making that splash move is with like a first or second round pick for a
I'm
big name
kind of cool
player.
right now. I'm
Like
kind of
like
cool
sit
right now.
when
Yeah.
when you sit there that day and you ain't got a pick, like day one starts. You're like, I know that Cooper thing worked out, but y'all know when that draft kicked off and we ain't have a first round pick, and you just got to sit there and like you just got to go to YouTube and look at Amari Cooper highlights or something. 'Cause you ain't even in the business. It's like it's hard to hate it. I don't think they're done.
I mean,
That
it's
pick
a
50, that pick 58, they may do something with that, but it will be during the draft.
So if they get freaky with it, then I'm gonna be like, hey ho! Shout out to my dog Matt Batten for the $2 holler. Said Cowboys shut me up this offseason. Good moves. Hey, baby, nut shut me up right now. I'm quiet. I ain't saying nothing. My lips are sealed. I ain't got nothing to say right now about nothing, and I'm cool. Let me get this other holler up there from my dog Pee Wee with the $9.99. He asked this: how do you feel about the cornerback position after Gilmore signing? Who do you think will be on the chopping block, and do we think we re-sign AB or draft a cornerback?
Probably Lewis once he gets healthy enough to cut him.
So they'll keep AB and cut Lewis?
I, I mean, if you put me on the spot, yeah, because they could save.
They
I think
like Brown,
it's almost $6 million, and
and they
you
like
know,
AB.
as long as we've been doing this pod, I think I've been one of the few people on AB's corner. He's a number two corner. That's what your number two corner is. He's not your number one corner. That's why he will get picked on every once in a while. But once Anthony Brown went down, we saw what happened. It was an auto completion. They would get the 3rd and 7, and the offense would pick up a 3rd and 9 because whoever they threw it to, whether it was Wright or Joseph or whoever, it was automatic.
Yeah.
I don't think Lewis has any value to trade, man.
Yeah,
I
you're
really
not
don't.
going to trade. Nobody's going to take him.
No,
Not for a trade.
I
They'll just
really
wait to get
don't.
him cut. You get what I'm saying? So let me
Mm.
ask you this. Extending that question, who do you think is on the chopping block? Because I already know who I think is on the chopping block. Kevin Joseph or Nashawn Wright.
He would have been gone last summer if it
Me
wasn't for his
too.
draft stock.
That's what I thought. That's what I said. I said they would have cut him if he wasn't a second round pick.
And then he went out there. He went out there and played special teams, and he couldn't even do that right. That man put us in so many brutal holes. He had 8. I think it was 8 penalties. Man,
Yeah, I think this is the end for me. I don't see even if he has to have a phenomenal camp. Like in my opinion, I feel like he has to have a phenomenal camp because I feel like now that draft status, especially if they get them a nice corner in the draft or two, especially if they get them a nice corner in the draft, I just don't see him making it. I think they'll give Nashawn Wright a little bit more leeway because of his attitude. He does work hard. I think they would give Nashawn Wright a chance, and he's long. He's 6'4". He's got them long arms. I think they would give him more of a chance because my personal thoughts about Kevin Joseph when he came out of the draft. I said this when he came out of the draft. I said I didn't think he loved football. I thought he used football as a tool to get paid. I thought he liked rapping and doing those things. And when you have that type of career and you can play football, I've coached, Mike. I've been around people and kids and players who really don't love the game, but they're so good at it, they're going to use it as a tool to get where they need to go.
I got tore up. I got tore up online for dogging the pick. Oh, you're racist because you don't like it because he raps. First of all, I give a shit if he raps, and he's terrible at that. So he probably stopped that in the first place because I actually like rap music. He's bad at it. Makes some good music, and I wouldn't talk shit about it. If you were actually good at it, by all means, but you ain't even good at that. So maybe focus on football a little bit more, buddy. And when he came in that rookie year and he missed the OTAs because he caught COVID because he went to Little Rock to rock out the stage, it already put him behind the 8 ball, and he has done himself no favors, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean. But you know what? So a lot of people have been talking about Izzy. How do you feel about Izzy?
Awesome. That's an awesome little rotational player. That's exactly what you wanted when you picked him.
And he's
That's
6'4", like Nashawn. Those are two big
that dude,
boys.
that dude got lanky ass arms like me. Got them damn
Right.
appendages, boy. They
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I feel like, to me, in my opinion, I feel like this is the end for Kelvin Joseph. I just feel like this is the end, just for me. And I'm not wishing that on any player. I just feel like, from my heart, I feel like they're going to be comfortable enough, especially if they draft a corner. They're going to say, okay, we're good. We kind of made a mistake on that one. We're just going to go ahead and move on.
the
I feel
best
like,
thing, the best thing that he could do is get the hell off the internet. By the way,
oh, he ain't
stay
going
off
to
the
do that.
damn internet.
He can't do that. He
Stay
stays
off
on
the
it.
damn internet and take your ass to the backyard every time they out there and be with the quarterback, because that quarterback will keep you around. If you're out there working your ass off and you putting in the same work that he is, he'll vouch for you. If you ain't putting in the same work he is, then go on down the road.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying Matt gives the $2 holler. Said that's true. He's bad rapping. Makes me laugh, Mike.
It's bad, dude.
I didn't listen to it, but I just know he be on that social media too much. And when you see a player on social media all the time, it's kind of. I know how Micah Parsons is, but guess what? Micah Parsons does the work. He puts in the work.
I
He
mean,
produces.
look at the dude who's about to be on, like, what's it, his third or fourth team in 3 years with Chauncey Gardner, who's way more talented than Kelvin Joseph, but he keeps talking his way off of teams because
Mm-hmm.
he can't help himself. He just
Mm-hmm.
keeps talking his way off of teams.
So my dog Pee Wee with the $5 high says, "Well, I guess you won't be listening to his album and 2 songs he dropped this week. Izzy and Blad is here to stay." Bye, boss man. I feel that one. I feel that one.
Yeah, that album gonna go double aluminum.
Double aluminum. Hey, but like I said, hope he saved his money and he can push that rap career, because that's the biggest thing with rap artists. They need the funding, they need the money. So he got that. So I hope he was just good with his money and do his thing. And just in my opinion, LaDonna says he's not going to get cut unless something happens. I personally disagree with that. I feel like, especially if they draft another corner who's good, they're going to have a tight corner room now, and I don't feel like they're not going to, and we'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? So. All right, so we're getting ready to end here about at the hour. Any kind of last words on the Cowboys, Mr. Mike White?
Give me Hankins. And let's see what happens June 2nd with Cedric Wilson. If
Ooh,
they don't
yes.
if they don't figure this whole deal out before then. All right. So just
Yeah.
keep an eye on that. That's all right.
Because I was saying last year, come on back, because you didn't do nothing at Miami, nothing, and they don't really need you over there. You come right back over here for the cheap.
Yep.
You
Just
feel me?
come on back home. Come on back home. Dak could get you the ball. You could stretch the field. That'd be.
And we'll love you. We loved you here, Cedric. We didn't want you to leave, dog. Come on back, man. Come on. And we'll welcome you with open arms. We love Cedric Wilson. Everybody loves Cedric Wilson. So you feel me?
Yeah. They're through with the wide receiver thing until the draft, I believe. Unless
Mm-hmm.
unless something falls in their lap, which may be the case. But as it stands right now, this is probably the wide receiver group you got. Hilton. Outside of that, it's here we go.
Yes, sir. Hey, but first of all, I'd like to thank Mike, because every time Mike goes on, there's always a nice crowd when Mike comes in there. So I appreciate the star power Mike brings when I bring him on the show. That burgers and blitzes thing, you know what it is. But before you go, Mike, just want to let everybody know, make sure tomorrow, I will be doing a show on Giant. That's capital J, capital A, two J's, two A's, two N's. We'll be here Wednesday night, live call-in show. So everybody who was talking in the chat, you'll be able to come on the stage, talk on the show, and give me your thoughts, because I want to hear what you guys actually got to say about these great moves that Dallas has been doing. And what's your thoughts? Is Dallas all in? Are they in the all-in mode? I want to get your thoughts. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. EST, powered by Jan. capital 2 J's, 2 A's, 2 N's. Download the app from your smartphone, your tablet, your PC, and you can jump right in. Be on here like Mike. Give me your opinion, your thoughts. I want to hear them. We had a great show last Wednesday on the call-in. Please, I want everybody be in the building for that, so you can jump on there so I can hear your thoughts. I'm just going to ask the questions and hear what you guys got to say. So please, tomorrow, Wednesday, 8 p.m. EST, live call-in show. Don't miss it. I want to hear what you guys got to say. So with that being said, you see with my boy Mike White, man, you see the little handle at the bottom?
Help me out with some barbecue.
Yeah. You can always donate. Check him out on Twitter. He's a great follow on Twitter. He'll have you rolling like no other. Some of the stuff he say is off the wall, but it be real and it be right what he be saying, but it just be in a different context. But I think you would love it. And if you're on Twitter, it'll be a great follow. So
you ain't got to like what I got to say, but it's always correct.
It's going to be real. That's what we definitely got to say. So appreciate you, big dog. I appreciate you jumping on here. We just did it on the whim. I just jumped in the inbox. Said, hey, man, we got to do a show. You see what Cowboys doing. We got to do a show. He
Yeah,
said,
this thing came together in like 10 minutes.
You feel me? I hit him up. We did it, and that's how we do it, and that's how I like it. But, man, you have a great night, Mike. Go take care of the dogs. Go take care of the wifey. You have a good night's sleep. Enjoy yourself, and I appreciate you coming on. I'll be talking to you again soon, big dog.
Love you, Bubba. Peace.
All right. Love you. Peace. All right, man. So like I said, I'm getting up off of here, but one last thing. Once again, make sure you're in the building tomorrow night, 8 p.m. EST. The show will be powered by Jan. Two J's, 2 A's, 2 N's. Download the app from your smartphone, your tablet, your PC. You can jump right in there. We had a great show. We had a lot of people on the show live, a lot of good talk that was going on. I'm going to ask some questions. And the question I'm going to ask is, do you feel like the Cowboys were all in this season? How do you feel about the moves? I may not have everybody on at one time because we want to hear everybody. May bring somebody on one-on-one, then have a group thing. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And I love to hear what you guys got to say. And we never need to have that happen and make it a part 2 thing. And that's going to be every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. live call-in show for the people, and let the people speak. You get what I'm saying? Because I always want to hear what I got to say. I want to hear what you got to say. And I want to see what you got to say. So make sure you're in there. I appreciate everybody. Thank you, LaDonna. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all for all the donations from everybody. Matt, Pee-wee. I can't remember the other name. I'm so sorry. Let me pull it up. Pee-wee, Matt. Where's the name? Where's it at? Dark Cloud, appreciate you. Appreciate all the donations. Appreciate everybody. And make sure, y'all, the final word is tonight. Yes, Miguel, make sure the final word is tonight. Be deep in the building. Hey, we know Law's going to be doing this thing. Boss Cowboys, you know how it is, the OC. But, hey, you can jump on all the channels. Show everybody some love in the channels. Make sure you hit the like button. The final word is going to be very explosive, very fun, and very exciting. Can't wait to hear what the guys have to say tonight. So make sure you check in the final word tonight. That is going to be at 9 p.m. EST, and that's going to be an explosive show. Can't wait to hear what the fellas got to say. So from myself, Big Game James, and my dog Mike White, we'll be talking to you soon. The final word tonight, 9 p.m. EST. Make sure you're in the building. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate all you guys have done. I appreciate the support, the likes, the follows, the memberships, everything you guys do. I can't say it enough how you guys are special to me. And I really love the crowd, and I really love the people who come in. You guys are a great crowd and a great, the way I can host it and listen to you guys in the chat. You guys aren't disrespectful. You're grown, you're respectful, and that's the way it should be. And that's why I always really got mad love for you guys. And thank you once again for all the support that you've done for Big Game James since I brought it to the table in 2017. So salutes to everybody. We'll be talking to you soon, and I can't wait to see y'all later on. Big Game James, I'm out. Peace.